refinement to the remix that we were working on.
Were you surprised that you guys even got called by Virgin to come do the remix on Love Is Strong? That was their first track from.
Totally, totally. I mean, totally. Yeah, totally, totally. That was the. He was like, "Yo, they want to do a Rolling Stones remix." I'm like, "A Rolling Stones remix." Hey, we can try it. Hey, I'm game. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, that like,
Did you ever what did they say? Did Mick Jagger, did they ever say anything about the version? Did they even know about it, or did they?
I mean, I haven't heard anything. I'm pretty sure Ted's probably heard something from, from that, but I haven't heard anything, saying from it, because I thought like at that time I wasn't around, saying I wasn't around Ted, but I'm sure he's probably heard some.
No, but this was still back in um this was
Like
still back.
97, 6,
No, I don't. I think you was no. This was you was still. I think you might have still. Um. I think you would have still. You still would have been with them.
No, I'm still with Ted. I was definitely still with Ted there. So like, yeah, so like 90, yeah. Yeah, like 97,
94. It was 94.
94.
That was early.
Oh,
Yeah.
was that far back? Woo. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was early. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
early,
Like, it
yeah,
was
yeah,
still
yeah.
early.
So yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Cause,
We were like, what I'm saying, like he and I were like, like when it came, because like during 94, like say 94, 95, it was like heavy, saying like because Ty wasn't there at that point. Ty was gone, so
okay.
what I'm saying, that's like the second, another level album. So Ty's gone at that point, and Mucho is kind of in Atlanta a lot. So so it's like, he's like, oh, we got to do this remix. It's like, all right, let's do it.
Okay, so
So
you were doing the most of the majority of the stuff by
yeah, it was like that, like a lot of the heavier weight of stuff was on me.
Yeah.
During those years, but man, I mean, like I say, it like, we had, we just, got in and just, saying, put our heads in and just did what we did. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I tell people, I was like, I don't work with everybody. It's like people like, who? I said, I don't work with everybody. People you probably would never think that you would work with, like, Rolling Stone, Patti LaBelle, Cheryl. They're like, Cheryl Lynn.
Oh
Oh, of
yeah,
course,
the
Cheryl Lynn. Yeah, I was like,
yeah, Sherilyn, you guys did a number of tracks with her, almost like half the
yeah.
album.
Yep. So that was another situation where, like, and that was an encore remix thing, because they used the sample for encore. So instead of her, like, I ain't gonna sue you, we ain't gonna go through none of that. You pay me no sample, just do some records for me, and I'm gonna pay you to do the records, but I just want, I want you to do some records for me. And she came down, and I think we kept her here for about like 4 months, and
wow,
saying, doing all kinds of crazy stuff besides, writing songs. But, she was here hanging out with us, and we were working on records.
Wow. And I did like the Patti LaBelle, This World, and the way we remade it, all This Love.
And like that was just me being really being the intervene, like that was vocal production that helped do some of the programming, but being an intervene with two geniuses, two legends in the room, and they get into it. And saying, and Patty's like, well, I'm Patti LaBelle, and Teddy Riley, I'm Teddy Riley. So, they were bumping heads, and it was like, he couldn't get her to sing this one part, and he was like, man, I'm tired, man. He don't want to sing these old parts. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? So he kind of like just walked out of the session, you know what I'm saying? And just left me in there, and but I got it done. So. I tell people, like, at the end of the day, it's like, people say you have a lot of patience when it comes to working with singers. I like, because I used to sing myself, so I understand, like, that element of, like, it's like you're trying to get something and trying to get them to connect to what you're trying to do. It's like when singers sing a certain way, they're like, man, I can't do that. They have, and they mind made up that they can't do something sometimes.
But someone like Patti LaBelle, I mean, I would have thought with vocally she could pretty much do anything.
She can, but it's not, saying she can, but it's like her thing is this Patti LaBelle, I was saying that kind of stuff. And that's kind of like how she carried it at the time. Like,
which track was that? Was it This World Is Mine or All This Love?
All This Love, All This Love. You know what I'm saying? This World Is All was a lot, was a lot more easy to work on, but But all this love, man, they just like hit a straight brick wall together, and it's like,
I mean, so the final product, was that how it was? That a compromise?
That was the final product is the combination of, you know, saying like what we tried to get her to do and what she wanted to do. So because that's pretty much the approach that I took. It's like, you know, she wasn't adamant about not singing this part the way Teddy wanted her to sing it. So I was like, basically, like, Auntie, I need you to sing it the way you want to sing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you sing it the way you want to sing it, and then you give me what we try to do. That's cool? She's like, well, okay, baby, we can do that. We can do that. So, you know what I'm saying? So I just tried to make sure that some of the stuff that she did, I tried to tie it into what we were trying to get. So, you know what I'm saying? And Ted came back in the room later on. He was like, man, she could have did that while I was here. You know what I'm saying? But they were just battling, man. They were battling too hard at that time.
But at the end of those type of things, does everyone make peace and or did they?
Oh yeah, everything was cool. I mean, they had like they made peace later, but they still was kind of mad at each other. You know what I'm saying? She tried to set some food down for us to eat, and Ted was like, I don't want that in here and all this kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Even though I wasn't mad, because you know what I'm saying, like the other producers and the engineers, like, you know, I was like, dude, that's Auntie Patty cooking. We gonna eat it. Don't worry. You ain't gotta eat it. We gonna eat it.
But how hard is it? Because I guess that's not what we see a lot. Because Ted has always talked about how he used to fight with Bobby. So
man, like Ted's fight with Bobby, Bub, Chauncey. No, Chauncey's always on. That was always a fight. So most times Chauncey doing vocals, it's usually gonna be me and him. You know what I'm saying? Because him and Ted just get into it. Oh, they just get into it, super get into it. So about like, yo, you ain't singing this right. Yo, that's flat. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Then Chauncey get like, man. And they just start like, then Teddy gotta leave. Like, yo, I'm gone, man. Y'all do the vocal. So like most of the stuff, with me and Chauncey usually was me working with him and like on stuff that Eric sung on. And then on the first album was just like more or less me and Chauncey, Levi. You know what I'm saying? Ted liked to work with Dave Hollis all the time.
Okay.
And, you know what I'm saying? Because Dave was easy, man. Dave was, you give him something, he get it done quick. You know what I'm saying? Whereas some of the other guys, you got to work with them and try to get them to feel it right, and you got to explain it to them. So Ted ain't really good in that scenario.
So that's what the vocal production is when the song is already done. It's just how they then on the record.
How they perform on the record. And like, you know what I'm saying? So, when you're trying to get somebody to perform a record, it's like you gotta feel it. The record gotta be felt. You know what I'm saying? So you just don't sing. It's gotta be emotions attached to what you're trying to sing. So it feels convincing, it sounds convincing. And sometimes when you're working with new guys, it's just like, you'll be there for a while. You gotta have a little patience when it comes to that.
But yeah, so that I guess for Teddy it's like there's it could be he could and I guess sometimes you might not always get the producer doing the vocal side because it's like I don't know, unless it's Michael Jackson or Whitney Houston, you don't necessarily need to always get the producer in there.
Right. Well, see, with Mike, man, when Mike is like, Mike was always kind of like, he would just kind of like get the basis of what you wanted, and then he'll go and take it, and then he'll do his thing, and then they'll come back, and then y'all would tighten up the little one or two things that had to be tightened up. So you didn't necessarily have to produce Mike, you know what I'm saying? It's like you put Mike in the room and let him do his thing. You just make sure that you're recording it so you got it, and then you might say, hey, Mike, let's fix this section, or let's do this, or and then he'll do the little tweaks, and then the record gets done. But you know what I'm saying? For the most, he wasn't like, but from me working with him, he wasn't one of those people that you got to sit down and battle to get the vocal out of. Some people got to be produced. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to be produced. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to let you get the record. Let me get the record. Let me sit with it and let me do my thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, it's just about, making sure that it fits what's there and it feels good.
Who would you then say finally, your favorite artist that you sort of produce vocally, then in that scenario where you felt like, yeah, I just enjoy when I'm recording them or producing them in the studio?
Babyface is one.
Did you do any work with him?
I'm not Babyface. I'm saying Babyface. Eric Benet. Eric Benet is one. Eric Benet is one on this True to Myself remix. He just impressed me the fact that he could do vocals without background vocals without even hearing the previous tracks, like the doubles. He didn't have to listen to the doubles. He didn't want to listen to the doubles, and he would be like so spot on. It was like, yo, you think that he had it in his other ear?
Wow.
And he was like, no, I don't want to hear that. Just cut it down. I got it. And it's like, when you play it back, it sounds perfect. And I was like, how do he do that?
Wow.
And he's one. Coco is another one that, I enjoyed like working with her, just because of her range, and she's gonna give you her feeling when she's working on the record, you getting something. Who else? Dave Hollister, that's my dude. Joe Stonestreet before he left, and then Diesel. Diesel is like that dude right there.
Wow.
That dude was special.
Yeah, no, those are amazing. Yeah, Stonestreet. I mean, he was. He could have been anything. I mean, when you think about vocally, he had he actually did remind me of Diesel when I first heard him on Baby Be Mine. I thought, wow, this was going to be, and then I was surprised when he disappeared.
Yeah, but that dude was special. Like he was like really one take with it, Jack. He'll come in and like I need this record. You heard it a little bit, and he was on it. But ain't too many takes got done.
Wow.
Matter of fact, the record that Dave re-sung over, "Wanna Make Love."
Wanna Make Love.
The other version with Stonestreet on it.
Oh.
And that's one take.
Wow.
That's it. We went into, came out of the room, and he came in the room. He's like, "Okay, Ted, I'm ready." And he turned on the record, let it play, and that's how it came out. And we didn't record it anymore after that, besides letting Dave do it over.
Oh. Because when things went, because John Maurice told me that Teddy doesn't like drugs or any of that stuff. So when
he started to get into the drug thing, that just killed it. But vocally, that dude, like, once he was locked into a record, it's like, he was in it, and he was giving you everything in it that you wanted.
Mm.
He was like another one of those special people that, that vocally, you wish that could have, like, really transitioned to that star, because he would have been that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.